discuss the main contributions of Gupta and Chola period to Indian heritage and culture. So here, how do you like break down the question? First, you see the keyword. The keyword here is discuss. So now you understand that you do not have to maybe critically analyze, what were their contributions, but in detail आपको mention करना है कि गुप्ता period में और चोला पीरियड में इंडियन हेरिटेज एंड कल्चर पे क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा. आप इस कंट्रीब्यूशन को यू कैन प्रोबेबली डिवाइड इनटू फेजेस or you could divide into different art forms and different heritage forms. So here what we could do in this question, like what could be the structure briefly. So what could be the structure? The structure could be, because we'll write the keyword here, discuss. For introduction, what you could probably do is, you could either write a generalist statement that, Chola period and Gupta period are like watershed moments in Indian cultural history, or you could mention how these are like cultural dynasties who have made India into a culturally diverse country. Or the second approach could be you mentioning what was so first we have taken a general approach where we write, and the second approach could be about the era of these two dynasties. So you could tell that, the Gupta period, Guptas ruled from 3rd century to 6th century, and similarly for Cholas. So this could be just your introduction that the Gupta dynasty had ruled from this period to this period, and Chola from this period to this period, and they made significant contribution in the Indian heritage landscape or Indian art and heritage landscape. The next part would directly be contributions of Gupta period. Now here, what you could do is, because they have asked you Indian heritage and culture, what you could do is, you could just divide it into how they have contributed. So they have asked you about Indian heritage and culture. So Indian heritage, make a broad heading, divide it into architectural heritage, architecture, you could do sculptures here, you could do stupas here, you could do something else that you want to put out here. Then the next could be, the first part was Indian heritage, Indian culture. And here you would talk about, the literature contributions. If there are any art forms like paintings or dance that they have contributed to, that also you can mention in culture. So this will be your first part about contributions of Gupta. So the second part could be about the contributions of Chola dynasty. Here also, what I would have done, because in the earlier part I have divided it into heritage and culture, here also I'll divide it into Indian heritage. You can write here contribution, and here you can mention all the Chola, basically the Dravidian style architecture. Whatever else you want to mention, if there are any pillars you want to mention, you can mention those. If there is any other monumental significant thing, you could mention that. And similarly for Indian culture, here you have to mention, similar to the above points, any painting, any dance forms. Temple dance used to take place a lot of times during the Chola period. So you can mention that here. Painting, dances, literary contributions. Now, because this is a 250 word question, what you will, end up doing in this question is, you will probably give a conclusion. There are two things which you could do. First, if you want to write a criticism, probably you could write both the dynasties both the dynasties contributed significantly but the new Sultanate and Mughal periods brought a Persian influence. To Indian heritage and culture. This could be your conclusion or this could be your line just before the conclusion. And in the conclusion, again, you can write here, if this is your line before the conclusion, that these dynasties have influenced the modern schools also, like modern schools of architecture or modern schools of paintings are also taking inspirations from the works done during Gupta reign and Chola reign. So this will be a conclusion, like how they have influence on modern heritage. So this will be like your conclusion where you're telling ki how significantly they have been contributing, and this way you can wind up this question.